Sarah. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel. Today's video is one that I've been excited to do for a long time. It's going to be a new series where I try out different authors' writing routines and follow their writing advice for my own writing. I'm currently writing a fantasy romance novel. It is my debut novel that I will be self-publishing this year, and I am currently on my 5th draft and I got a lot to do on it. As I'm finishing the process of my book, I'm going to be trying out different authors' writing styles, following their advice, so that as a new author I can learn from some more seasoned authors how to stay focused, how to get work done, how to solve problems when they come up in writing. And I am so excited to be trying Sarah J. Maas's writing advice, her writing routine, because after doing so much research, I listened to podcasts and interviews and read all of these articles, and she has a lot of great advice on how to stick to it, how to get through the tough days when you feel like your work sucks, when words aren't flowing, all that kind of stuff. And I am at the end of this whole draft, and part of it is going great and part of it feels like I'm just never gonna finish, and her advice is coming to me at a really great time. I'm feeling so motivated the more that I'm researching and reading and listening to her. It has been so great, so I cannot wait to just absorb all of her encouragement and wisdom and knowledge for a week and try to write like her, try to get my book done. So come along with me, let's try to write like Sarah J. Maas. Says that she wears pajamas every day while she's writing, and so I'm in my pajamas. And she also likes to wear fandom merch, so she's a really big Lord of the Rings fan, Star Wars fan. I do not have anything like that, but I have her merch, which I wear constantly. A Throne of Glass hoodie on, and I'm wearing some pajama pants, and she likes to drink tea, but I'm drinking an iced coffee, and we're gonna get to work. So let's start writing for the day. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so we're starting this challenge. I'm in my office, which Sarah says she likes to write exclusively in her office. She said it's like her little sanctuary, and that she has all of her favorite fandom things in her office, which, girl, same. I have a whole wall collage in here with ACOTAR themed things. I have all of these pages of Harry Potter and A Prisoner of Azkaban on my wall. I have little fairy lights turned on. I have so many fantasy books around me. Six of Crows, Divine Rivals, all of the Throne of Glass, Outlander, and Hunger Games. I got a bunch of my favorites all sitting around because it's kind of like you're writing with friends then, and they're good reminders and inspiration for me. Something I'm going to be doing that I don't usually do, which I'm really excited to try, is she said she doesn't really work in word counts, and I use Pacemaker Planner typically, and I have a set target of a word count each day. She said she does it in scenes. She basically said that she takes a list. I'm using like a little acrylic board, so I'm going to be taking a liquid chalk marker and this acrylic board, and I'm going to be writing out lots of different scenes that I need to be writing for the next couple of days, and then we're gonna get to work on those. I'm really excited to not have a word count. I feel like the word count kind of trips me up sometimes, but she said if you go by scenes, then you kind of just don't finish until the scene's done. I don't know, we'll try it.
Another thing that helps me every day sit down and write is to every couple of days make a list of all the scenes that I have coming up, and then to break down those scenes and kind of day by day. So it'll be Wednesday, do X scene, Y scene, and maybe Z scene if you have time. Thursday, do A, B, and C scene. And I write in a linear fashion. Sometimes just writing basically a schedule of the scenes that I have coming up and what I'm going to work on each day. I'll estimate if I'm writing an upcoming battle scene, I know that's going to take me at least a day, maybe 2 days. And so I'll block off those days, but it allows me to wake up every day and know what I'm going to work on. And sometimes the act of working on those scenes will trigger new scenes.
I Alright, so I did that. I have all of these scenes that I want to write. Wow, this was fun. This was exciting and motivating, and I made like kind of crazy names up for each of my scenes that I want to write. And then my book is a dual POV, so like whose point of view it is. How freaking fun, you know? Like it was almost like having a theme for each one, like hidden rooms with lies and secrets, exploring truths and monsters, free falling, trusting magic, finally working together. The best part in enemies to lovers. Another thing that she suggested that I thought was a great idea, which is something I would totally not do, which I'm going to try today, is she said that she always makes sure that when she's ending a writing day, that she ends on an upswing, as in she doesn't write everything she can possibly think of to write. If she knows she has to end, she makes sure that there's something else that she knows she wants to write. She jots down a note, and then she said it makes her feel excited to come back the next day and be like, I already know what I'm working on and I have to get to work on, you know, X, Y, and Z scene. Like, you know, they're about to kiss and we haven't written it. We have to write it. The concept of holding back that really exciting piece that you want to write next so that you keep working, like, man, that sounds like a reward, but I never would have thought of doing that. It feels like what I try to do is like push and push and push and push until I'm out of every idea possible and I have no thoughts, no creativity left, nothing, no juice in the brain to keep going, because it's like, well, what if it's not there tomorrow? Well, if you write a bunch of notes about it and you have like, this is a scene, I know it's a scene and I have a description, like you should know what the heck you're gonna do. I don't know, kind of crazy idea, but I bet that keeps you motivated to keep working. So I have this whole list of scenes. She also said that it's okay to write the scenes out of order, which is something I definitely already do. She said if you're trying to write a scene and it's just pulling teeth and nothing's happening, move on to something else. You have to get somewhere. Like you can't be editing a blank page. You need to get words on the page and then you can work with that later. So I'm gonna pick something and I'm gonna start working. We're gonna get going. So I'm excited. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, so also she said she likes to listen to classical music or film scores. So we're gonna go with that. I'll show you what I pick. Also, I forgot to say, this is like the hardest thing for me. She likes to write in Word. I don't write in Word. So we're gonna try it, but I write in Vellum. It's the editing software that I use for self-publishing, and I just love the way it looks. It's so pretty. It looks like a real book, and I have all my chapters like broken out. It's really fun. So it's gonna be tough. I don't really like it, but I'm gonna be true to the experiment, and she said she only writes in Word. So we're gonna do that. I'm just gonna copy over the description of the scene that I already like mapped out, and I'm just going to do it scene by scene, and then I will paste it back into my overall Vellum document. So that's what I got right there in the background. I started with some Pirates of the Caribbean because my scene that I'm about to write, one person is like sneaking around and it just feels very Jack Sparrow vibes, and somebody else sneaks up on them. So I'm going with some sneaky, creepy instrumental music. So this should be fun. Plus, Throne of Glass always reminds me of Pirates of the Caribbean. I just feel like the main character in Throne of Glass is Jack Sparrow. So it's kind of fun. It's like a little nod to her is how it feels, because the main character is just like, all the Jack Sparrow memes fit her female MC. Yeah, let's go.
And just because you get stuck, it doesn't mean that the story is broken or the story is wrong. You have to just figure out how to go forward from there. And it starts, if you get stuck initially, walk away from your computer. Go for a walk, go see a movie, go watch a TV show, do something where you can say, you know what, like for the next couple of hours, I'm not gonna sit there in a panic. I'm gonna go walk, and sometimes just getting out of the house will free up some ideas for me.
I'm about to be done for the night. I got to around 1,000 words. I pretty much finished the scene. I'm like 100 words away from 1,000. So I think I'm gonna do a tiny bit more writing, but I'm trying really hard to do her like having something a little left over for the next morning. But I have another acrylic board, and I'm going to write what I'm going to write next so that in the morning I can come in and just start writing. That's the plan. So far it's been good. I think tomorrow I need to try her very focused approach of like being in the room alone and like not having a lot of distractions. I think I need to like leave my phone out or something, because I did get a little distracted and I know I wasn't as productive as I could have been. So we'll try that tomorrow, but I still got about 1,000 words done, and it's a whole scene. It's not like a final draft of a scene, but I have a lot of it going on, so that's great. Good morning, it's day 2 of my Write Like Sarah J. Maas for a Week challenge. It's 7 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday, and I'm already at my desk, which is not very typical. I really felt motivated to start working because I have a whole huge note of what I need to write today, and I left my chapter on a cliffhanger. So yeah, I was excited to write, and I set an alarm last night to try to get some words in this morning, since I'm supposed to be writing every day, which is not something I usually do. So far, trying to write like her is getting me places. It's being productive. So today I'm going to be working on my scene D. Yesterday I did C, and I'm going to get to work. It's day 3 of trying to write like Sarah J. Maas, and it is about 7:30 in the morning on Sunday, and I am about to start writing. She has all day to write. Since it's her full-time job, she just writes during the day and that's it, but I'm having to prioritize that the first thing I do is sit down and write, which isn't always the case. Sometimes I choose like other things to do when I have free time. I have my cup of coffee and I am sitting down to write. I do know what I'm gonna write about today. I had to do some research yesterday in the afternoon, so I didn't meet my word count of 1,000, which is what she typically does every day, because I had to like research and think out some stuff. But now I know I'm gonna write today, so that's good. But I really enjoyed taking time yesterday to go and do something fun and get outside, and it was really helpful. We went to the beach and I really looked at it from a perspective of like trying to get inspiration through all the different fun things we were doing, and being at the beach and looking at the way like the sand pressed and the little patterns and stuff in it is definitely stuff I want to incorporate in my book. So we're gonna get writing. I'm still working on scene D out of my list of scenes, so I've really only worked on one other scene since I've started this. But another thing I'm going to prioritize today is reading. That was one of her big pieces of advice, is to be reading a lot and to keep immersing yourself in that world. So I'm almost done with Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. My husband just finished it on Friday, so I promised I would finish it this weekend. Now I have like 100 pages left, I think. Probably gonna spend a little time this afternoon reading that. So my plan is, it's not quite 8 o'clock, it's about 7:40. I'm going to write for probably the next 2 hours at least, and try to get at least to the 1,000 mark and finish scene D. So let's get to writing. Good morning. It's Monday morning and it's my 4th day, I think, of doing Sarah J. Maas's writing routine and following her writing advice. And today I'm trying out more specifics of her writing routine, which she says in the morning she often does her like admin tasks for writing and stuff, you know, like emails and just things she has to do. And I have a few kind of admin tasks for my book. I'm getting my cover done right now, and my cover artist sent the second round of samples and images and stuff, and so I need to respond to her and put some notes, and it's coming along really nicely. But I need to sit down and spend some time like writing out my thoughts and asking her some questions and kind of deciding on that. And then I'm going to be editing this morning, so I feel like that's more on the admin-y side of writing. And then I'm going to take a break when it's my lunchtime, and I'm going to exercise. So that's something she says she does a lot, is that she'll do like admin and stuff in the morning and a little bit of writing, and then she'll take a break for lunch and exercise for like an hour, and then she'll just write the rest of the afternoon. So we're gonna get to work on some admin stuff. I may have taken the Sarah J. Maas writing challenge like a little too far. I kept listening to all of her podcasts and stuff in preparation for this and articles, and she talks so much about how her office was her oasis and she made it full of all of her favorite things, and it was like the most fun room in her house. And I took that a little too literally, and my husband is like a little too supportive of me sometimes and my crazy ideas, which we've had this idea for a while to redo my office and basically take our guest room and put it where the office is, which is this room. This used to be my office. Now it's a empty room with a half painted wall. The other walls are all painted, but now we're in the middle of this kind of crazy project, so I kind of took like a little time off of this whole writing video, and also just we had a lot of stuff going on, so I found it hard to have like a structured writing time. I've kind of just been like shoving writing in wherever I can and not filming it, but here we are. What day is it? It's May 7th. I want to finish this vlog up, and basically I cannot write in my office anymore because it is going to be my dream office soon. We're going to do a whole redecorating process. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be like a British library plus Harry Potter Ravenclaw tower vibes. Gorgeous. Can't wait. That's going to be a whole separate video, but I can't work in my office, so today I'm going to go write at a coffee shop. Yeah, so I'm going to film that today and take you along and kind of wrap up the whole Sarah J. Maas writing video. In a podcast interview, Sarah J. Maas said that when she's really stuck or struggling to figure out how to get a scene from point A to point B, where she's not sure what's wrong with something that she's writing, it's just not working, she goes to a handwritten journal and writes out everything that's working, everything that's not, and all of the possible outcomes that could like fix that solution and push the story along. So this is something I did during the challenge and I have continued to do afterwards. I've really enjoyed it. I have one journal just dedicated to my fantasy romance book, and I basically just jot down every possible idea I have. I write down quotes, I write down random little bits of story, draw maps, do symbols, like anything that I could possibly think of or not know what I want to do within the story. All ideas are good ideas in this journal. So today, while I was working at the coffee shop finishing up this challenge, I had written a ton in this journal and was working through a few things, so I was mostly just typing in what I had already thought of and decided, and then going in and like making it real sentences and turning just kind of like ideas and outlines and scraps of dialogue and concepts into a full story. So that's what I did, and it was really helpful. I got a lot done. I find a lot that if I journal first and get a whole bunch of ideas out and then I sit down and write, my thoughts are just like so much more concise, and I spend so much less time just staring at a blank page. Something about the act of actually writing, it like takes away all the distractions. It's been so helpful. Well, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is where I'm going to end it here. I feel like the ending was kind of chaotic. I'm sorry, but that's what happened. I really enjoyed doing this challenge. It was so much fun. I felt like Sarah J. Maas's writing advice was just super casual, super positive. She kind of just felt like a big champion. She just wants everyone who's a writer to like succeed and have their books published and to finish their books and become better writers. So if you're feeling really negative about your work, I would honestly say go listen to some of her interviews. I felt like they were so encouraging to me when I was like, I am not a good enough writer, and she basically was just like, writing is hard work and it's all about putting in the effort and trying and writing something that you love. She kind of just made it seem like there was a place for everyone in the writing world and that you should write the book of your heart and just keep at it until you make it. I know I will get there one day, and she definitely made me feel encouraged that it will happen. So thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video.